So as soon as the jury walks out of the courtroom for deliberation in the case of Minnesota versus Derek Chauvin, the defense team moves for a mistrial because of public statements of a U.S. Congresswoman regarding the trial. So how did the judge rule? Well, you're about to find out. I'm Joshua Roberts, attorney at law, and you are watching Lawyer Up. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at the circumstances that surrounded public statements by Representative Maxine Waters, alleged to be insightful of rioting happening amidst the George Floyd jury trial. And then we're going to look at the defendant's motion for a mistrial and the judge's response. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And recall that Lawyer Up is now available on all major podcast formats. So to catch you up, over the weekend, Representative Maxine Waters, she is a Democrat from California. She attended a Black Lives Matter rally in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. Not in California, this is in Minnesota, to protest the killing of 20-year-old Dante Wright, who is a black man, by the police from that town. Now, Brooklyn Center is only about 10 miles from where George Floyd was killed. So we have all of this occurring in the middle of the trial of Derek Chauvin for the alleged killing of George Floyd. And this is all going on just 10 miles away from these protests. And so at the rally, Waters encouraged activists to, quote, get more confrontational if Derek Chauvin is not convicted of murder. And here's her quote. She said, "I hope we get a verdict that says guilty, guilty, guilty. And if we don't, we cannot go away. We've got to stay on the street. We get more active. We've got to get more confrontational. We've got to make sure that they know we mean business." So that was the public comment over the weekend by a representative from California who made that at a Black Lives Matter rally in Minnesota, right? Okay, so then we move to Monday, April 19th, 2021. Closing arguments are made by the state and by the defense in the case of Minnesota versus Derek Chauvin. So moments after the jury exits the courtroom to begin deliberation, Chauvin's defense attorney requests a mistrial over news coverage in general and specifically the Waters statement. And defense attorney Eric Nelson stated, "Now we have U.S. representatives threatening acts of violence in relation to the specifics of this case. It's mind-boggling to me." And the defense attorney asked for a mistrial. Now, the state responded that the jury has already been instructed not to watch the news during the trial, so they should not know about any of the media coverage and specifically not know about Waters' statements. Now, what the state was referring to is a jury instruction that's given in every jury trial all across the United States. So what he's talking about is this duty of jurors instruction that's given in every jury trial everywhere across the United States. And it's usually really long, so I'm not going to read it to you, but it generally states that during the trial, jurors are to do the following things. And like number one, don't talk to anybody about this case. Don't talk to your friends. Don't talk to your family. It even includes talking to other jurors about the case prior to deliberations. Obviously, when they go back in the deliberation room, they have to talk about the case then, but they don't want them talking about the case with anybody prior to that point. Also, number two, don't let anybody else talk to you about this case, juror. 3, don't talk to a lawyer, a witness, or a party to the case about any topic, even if it's just idle chit-chat because of the appearance of impropriety. So if you think that you are a defendant in a case and you look over and you saw a juror talking to the prosecuting attorney, you would think the worst. So to avoid any appearance of impropriety, they tell jurors, don't talk to any party, lawyer, or witness in the case. Even if it's innocent, even if it's idle chit-chat, don't do it. And in my experience, I usually run into jurors in the bathroom. And so a nod is all you get because we can't talk to each other based upon those jury instructions. They also tell jurors, don't post information about this case on the internet. We don't want to have any jury duty selfies, right? That kind of demeans the process, right? So we don't want any posts about the case on the internet. And finally, they tell them, don't do any research. Don't watch the news. Don't read the newspaper. Don't do internet searches or otherwise do any independent research about this case. Because the judge wants the case decided solely upon admissible evidence that he or she has allowed in from the witness stand, right? And not some internet article that you just happen to dig up on Yahoo about the case. So anyway, back to the argument. Like Nelson, the defense attorney, Judge Cahill, took issue with the Congresswoman's comments, saying, and I quote, "I wish elected officials would stop talking about this case, especially in a manner that is disrespectful to the rule of law. I think that if they want to give their opinions, they should do so respectfully and in a manner that is consistent with their oath to the Constitution to respect a co-equal branch of government." The judge also said specifically in response to the defendant's attorney, "Well, I'll give you that Congresswoman Waters may have given you something on appeal that may result in this whole trial being overturned." However, ultimately, while Judge Cahill called Waters' comments abhorrent, he said that they were not prejudicial to the jury. He stated they have been told not to watch the news, and I trust they are following those instructions. And so the judge denied the defense's motion for a mistrial. So that's the update on the Maxine Waters comment and how it is relevant to the trial of the state of Minnesota versus Derek Chauvin. I hope you have enjoyed the episode. If you learned something, hit that like button for me. If you got something to say about this, put it in the comment section below. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And as you guys already know, I love it when you share me on social media. Hey, thanks for watching today. I'm Joshua Roberts, attorney at law, and you've been watching Lawyer Up.
Send lawyers, guns, and money.